Hello, peoples. It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are going to be watching live and watching this or listening to this in the future, some of this is just going to be completely irrelevant. I want to thank our guests coming back again, our Eric Simpson.
Hey, how's it going?
And Donnie Hanby.
Howdy-ho, guys.
And, of course, my lovely co-host, Vanna White.
Hello.
Turn those letters for me, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I think we should do that.
Oh, I would buy that indeed.
Okay.
Give me a U with the umlauts. That's a vowel, yeah. Just put some umlauts. It's a vowel.
Wow, we made it 2 minutes before we went off the
rails. Right,
rails.
before this completely went off the rails. It's not invading, it's annexing. We bring some strudel and some tanks, everything will be fine.
I agree. I could not agree anymore.
Okay. Jacob, say hi, man. Hi. Okay, you did. All right. I'm trying here. I really am.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, and again, this is one of those things at a later time when you'll be listening to this, it'll be completely irrelevant. But I caught Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever, so I feel absolutely wonderful. But that's it. So we're going to move on past that. Jacob, instead of a first question tonight, I think you wanted to do something different. So,
Well, not terribly different. I thought the few of us.
Okay, the
have
theme of the show is Honor the
conversation.
Reckoning, but what we're about to talk about is tangentially involved, but not really.
Yeah, because
All right.
I just thought that it would be kind of silly for us to just kind of sit here and totally ignore the fact. But a little bit of a news snippet kind of slipped through on an interview that Martin did. That actually just got. Let me just take a look here. So he was being interviewed on YouTube by Relic Hunt, and they were talking about Vampire the Masquerade. And about 11 minutes into the interview, he just casually mentioned on a 5th edition of Vampire coming late 2017, early 2018. And I mean, I know it was just like a little offhand comment, but I thought it might be something worthy enough for us to open
to comment on it,
discussion
at least,
on
yeah.
our show tonight.
It's 4th edition, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
4th.
So
No, he said
apparently
fifth.
there was a big long discussion on why they're referring to it as 5th edition. Is that basically because even though they've been not calling it an edition, it's been a few years. There's lots of supplements building off of it. They've decided to recognize V20 as an actual edition.
There
Not
you go.
just as a cobbled together. So after we've spent like the last year denying the fact that V20 is its own edition, they've decided, they're like, you know what, Onyx Path has put so much work into this. They've fine-tuned, they've added, they've modified, they've,
Tweaked
and now
in general.
there's tweaked in general, and now there's like extra supplements coming out on top of, so they're recognizing it as being the 4th edition, quote unquote, which means that this next iteration of the game will be a 5th edition.
Okay, and I
That's
didn't
cool.
post it because I was feeling bad, but I came across something else, is that White Wolf is hiring like nobody's business. Writers, etc. So these guys are
Really?
fixing, yeah. So these
Yeah.
guys are fixing to do something straight up awesome.
Well,
I
and
saw
then
a
there's
picture online I think it was a Google Plus link I caught on Facebook where it was a game convention recently where they just held, White Wolf was there and held up the banner for announcing the new edition of Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one was actually from back in November because it was supposed to be at Gen Con.
Oh, okay.
okay.
I didn't catch that. That's like the
Well-
mecca of cons, by the way.
And then the other thing too is they have
Lexi.
renewed the trademark on Vampire Bloodlines, and
I saw that.
people pounced on to find out, hey, what's going on, and they are being very coy with their responses. When I posted on our Facebook page, I said, is not confirming the same as not denying, because they didn't come out and say, no, we're not doing anything with it. They're basically were just saying, well, we just want to protect our IP, and that's that. And they're like, well,
That's
blah
crap.
blah blah. Yeah, and then so they just kind of were conveniently hovering around the subject without really saying anything that would sound too official.
Well,
which
it's
makes
not like that
perfect
brother
sense.
signed the DNR. I'm just saying. Or,
Yeah.
Well, another thing is when Paradox bought White Wolf, they said that they were going to be fully committed to video games.
Oh yeah.
So it only makes sense that they would renew Vampire Bloodlines, considering that was the best video game they had ever.
Don't go there. I like Redemption better, man. I'm sorry, but it was a much better overall
It was a cool
game.
story, but by the end, you were a
we
Brujah
could-
with every discipline known to man.
Right, that's true.
and Peter, we could both like Redemption more than Bloodlines, and then we'd both be wrong.
I'd probably.
I like them both, honestly.
Well, I'm impressed. I'm interested to see what they're going to do, because that game specifically is almost a decade old.
Yeah.
It
The
is.
tech
And
now,
people still
man,
play
can
it.
really do some pretty things. You know what I'm saying? Something that would
Oh,
make
yeah.
me go out and buy another video card.
Yeah, the Polygon sort of things that they were doing back then, yeah, you could HD it up now, and oh my god, you could
Yeah, I've
almost
already-
taste the blood dripping down their throats.
Yeah, I've already done that with and then several different mods, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it now.
What, like texture packs or something?
Oh yeah, full updates, full texture packs. There's this thing called ENB, which then raises its,
Yeah, but Steam won't let you do that yet. At least not for.
all you have to do is copy the folder to another part on your drive, and it runs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's information. See, we do try to be educational.
There you go. Because I have a whole folder on another drive that's just each individual mod.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to swap out mods by hand too, until I found Nexus anyway. But anyway, I don't mean to interrupt, but Lexi, if I'm watching the encoding here, and we've been in the red for about 5 minutes. If we're getting excess loading or buffering, please let us know. Thank you. And that's anybody who's listening, because look, we just jumped to 4 people. That's awesome.
Cool.
Well, and so myself, I've never actually played either of the games. Somebody bought it for me once on Steam, and for whatever reason, I couldn't get it to work on the computer I had at the time. So, but I've seen clips of it, and I've seen so many people talk about it. It's, to me, like Bloodlines is like Skyrim. It's a game that people just fell in love with, and will keep it going, because there's always a new mod. There's always a new thing going on, and I think
been
to me
unofficial
it'd be
update.
exciting. It'd be exciting if they can capture that again with whatever the next game that they do is. But what is it? Redemption? You said you end up being a Brujah with all the disciplines.
Everything. Yeah, if you know where to find all the
that
books.
could be where the new generation of power gamers comes from, because they're like, well, I had that in the video
No.
game. Why can't I do that on tabletop?
No.
Because
They-
you haven't
they came
committed
from D&D.
Diablo X number of times. That's how. That was the other thing, is I would burn through blood so fast. I would have anything I came across. I bumped my the feeding all the way to 5 dots, so that you can just snatch anybody up, anybody you're fighting, except the guys in plate mail for some reason.
Plate is pretty heavy.
Yeah, but there's a gap. There's a gap between the helmet and the shoulder pieces. Come on now. So, okay, tonight, for the folks that are still with us, After all that craziness, we're supposed to be talking about Hunter tonight, but I have a feeling this is going to be one of those very
We'll get
tangential
around
shows.
Hunter.
We're gonna
Yeah, we'll get
meander a
around to
little bit.
Hunter in a minute. The reason I mentioned it is because in the live stream info it says this is a Hunter show. So I want to make sure the folks listening don't think we've lost our fucking minds.
Oh.
Wait for that,
new,
man.
New viewers.
Which they gotta do.
So
Another interesting read on Onyx Path. They actually had an article, I think it was yesterday, explaining why they're renewing different IPs, but why Black Dog is not going to be something that they're going to need to carry forwards. And it actually went into really good discussion on why they made the Black Dog
Oh, I know why.
type. And the fact that that is no longer relevant because of the way that media has changed, with what we look at in our movies and on TV shows and even in commercials, that we're not having to worry about the same mass hysteria response that was going on in the 90s.
Black Dog was kind of White Wolf's trigger warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the games that they released under Black Dog were like Hole, for instance. That game, in and of itself, is purely the biggest reason that Black Dog existed. That and their art house was another way they could get a...
okay, for those of us that don't know what Black Dog is, somebody bring us up to speed real quick.
Okay, when White Wolf wanted to publish something that they thought would be too controversial, too racy, it had very adult themes, or just completely wacko, crazy themes.
Okay.
They would, instead of releasing it under their brand, they formed two other brands. One was Black Dog Gaming Factory.
Okay.
The other one was Art House, with Haus. And some of the art books they would release under Art House. They also released the card game Pimp the under Art House, which is an awesome game.
All right, because I've seen that.
Yeah, I've got a copy of that. It's wonderful. But some of the when they started doing the Sabbat and some of the city books and things like that, because they didn't want they didn't want some kid walking in and going, "Oh, hey, Mom, look at this. There's movies in this." They would put it under Black Dog, or that way and also I was working at a game store at the time that these were coming out. We would have to put those either behind the counter or on another shelf or somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Like I said, Giovanni Chronicles was there. Oh yeah, Spectres was also Black Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
there's also
Bali
the
Clan book
cover.
for Dark Ages.
The cover for Clan Book Zamisi actually wasn't Black Dog, but they ended up having to put a cover on it to cover the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually said that book was the turning point that inspired them to go to Black Dog.
Yeah, well, to keep it up, yeah, because
Yeah.
Hole was released way before that ever came out. Have you ever heard of Hole, Human Occupied Landfill?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a copy of it. It's bizarre. The book itself is just written in this weird splatter style. You got a sentence in a spiral.
Yeah, it's the premise of the game is that you are such a horrible criminal or person that you are we still on? Anyway,
Yeah, we're still here.
that you have pretty much been put into this prison, which is the universe's largest landfill. The entire planet is a landfill.
Okay. It appears we're having a technical problem again, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on. All right, so let's just keep going as is, man. That's all we can do right now, unless I don't think restarting the stream is going to help us any. Here's something else. I hate to stop us in mid-stride here, but there have been a few suggestions about what to do about these technical issues. A couple of them are pretty good. I'd have to go back and re-edit a lot of stuff, but that's no big deal. If I get I've got the software. I know how to edit these files, reattach them, and re-upload them. It's just going to require a lot of effort. Number two, uploading to iTunes is a very viable option for us. But that will require me to start keeping copies and uploading, and that's not as easy to do as it sounds. I'm making it sound a lot more simple than it requires, because to upload any content to iTunes, you think the regular EULA that you have to sign for that bullshit is crazy? The uploading stuff to them, and of course, at least for a little while, they have to wait, and I don't know how they go about vetting it, but
Apple has to approve of you.
Yeah.
They have to
can't we be like Spotify or something?
That's also an option. Somebody keeps one of the I think it's the trucker dude keeps suggesting that we should have an RSS feed.
Yeah.
And I honestly, man, that's a little out of my bailiwick.
I have a cousin that does a podcast also. Let me talk to him some point during this week, and see what he's doing to stream his stuff.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's get back now. Shit. See, that's the thing is we're going to lose viewers actually on while we're talking if I can't keep the encoding down. Let's try something. I know this is going to sound strange, but no, never mind. Let's just keep going. I'm sorry.
Let's just keep going, because we don't want to waste time trying to fix something that we don't know how to fix.
No, I know I may know how to fix it. It's just not something that can be done quickly. That's what I'm saying. You just can't do it fast. So we'll just have to hope this one goes to the archive, and it will. Unless it times out too often. Like that's what was happening with our first few episodes. Was the server and the software that we're using to broadcast with both timed out at exactly the same time, which is why the first show is only an hour long.
This is no good.
And I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with Skype. All right, folks. Anybody know something better to use?
Ventrilo, TeamSpeak.
Yes, but like I said, I think I mentioned it last show, is getting a non-gamer to install any of those particular programs and get them up to speed with how to use it. Takes a little while. Because every time I ask somebody, you know what TS3 is? What's that? I'm like, okay, never mind. Do you have Skype? Yeah, I got Skype. Everybody's got Skype.
Well, that's why you kind of vet the guests beforehand.
Well, that's true. But for some guests, like if we were to ever get Martin Erickson on, or when we do finally get Danae on, it's going to be a bit harder because I don't know, I'm pretty sure Danae has no idea what TeamSpeak 3 is. Martin probably knows what it is, but doesn't have it. I think that brother's too busy to game. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You bite your tongue, too busy to game.
But somebody mentioned Google Hangouts using that instead.
Yeah, that was one of my original suggestions too, and that came up I think last week as well. So,
well, how reliable is that, and what's the sound quality like?
I've never had a problem. That's what I use to game online. So,
okay, I'll look into it. Then everybody's gonna have to
Yeah.
somebody's gonna have to
I've-
have a
I've-
Google.
I've
but hey,
plenty
look,
I can use all
Hunter
of the
Reckoning.
above.
These
So.
games held on Google Hangout.
Okay. All right. We will attempt something along those lines. All right. Let's get to. There was one more tidbit of info this week, wasn't there, Jacob?
I don't know. What did you have?
I
think I covered off everything that I was going to say.
Okay. No.
All the
I caught
the gossip I had.
The thing I had was them recruiting writers. That was the only thing that popped up. I look for really obscure shit. It's stuff like that doesn't usually make the main
Page. The front page.
news feed. And the main news feed. It doesn't I have a very eclectic news feed. You'd be surprised at the shit that crosses my desk every day. Especially because of FARC, and I know y'all know what FARC is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their bread and butter, is posting weird shit. True weird shit, but weird shit nonetheless. Okay, I'm looking here. I don't think so. You're right. I think we're good. Eric, Donnie, did you have any other subject that you wanted to
give me
Not
one
really. I mean, some of the things I wanted to talk about, we've already covered. Toxic players also. I did see one post on your Facebook wall says you should do an episode about crossovers.
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't we start that conversation?
Well,
Here?
it kind of peppers a few of our conversations.
No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
this conversation. The whole, I want to bring Buffy in. Or are you just talking about crossovers?
That's different than crossovers.
Oh,
That's-
okay.
Yeah.
all
That's
right,
just
all
adapting
right,
things.
All right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Crossing over, like, have a game that involves a werewolf,
Wolf in a
vampires.
vampire game. Yeah, it's happened. I'm pretty sure it's happened more than once, actually.
Oh yeah. And
I'm just
Hunters, other than Wraith, hunters can actually become part of pretty much any chronicle. Just because of what
Yeah.
they do.
well, it's specific creeds, like your mercies, for example. Oh yeah, if you're with the mercy creed, yes, of course you can jump into another chronicle because you're not all about the you must die. It's
Right.
more of
I'm a
how
savior.
can we bring you back to humanity?
Yeah. I did some reading today on some of those, their version of clans or whatever the hell you want to call it.
There's splats.
Yeah. Judges are awesome, I thought. Avengers could be fun too.
Well, the whole problem I have with like Avengers and Waywards are they're all about the armor, fuck you, die.
Yeah,
You know?
and as we've pointed out on more than one occasion so far, that seems to be the most popular way to play this particular game. Not Hunter, but
Unfortunately,
World of
yes,
Darkness.
but then but then you lose out a lot of the flavor. See, the whole thing about Hunter is you are a normal person.
you're imbued,
work
but
in a
you're normal.
Cubicle. Yeah, you work in a cubicle, or you work at a gas station, or you work in the mail room by day. By
Yes.
night, you are aware that there are blood-sucking abyssal creatures floating around the city, and you are the only one that can see them. And then when you finally find others that can, it's like, oh my god, I'm not alone and I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yes!
the thing is their awakening usually, it's like, have I lost my fucking mind? Or, when they start seeing the world as it really is. And things
the
just go
scariest
sideways for that person. And as I understand it, like I said, I know very little about Hunter, but sometimes that'll cause a nigga's mind to snap.
apparently the
scariest thing- Go ahead.
Go ahead, somebody.
Okay, sorry. I was checking the feed while we were going on, messing around with some stuff, and it seems to have like popped back on. So I was really confused. I'm like, wait, why are all these people talking? I'm like, wait, that's us. Oh, I have the sound turned on. I'm dumb. So I was trying to keep up with the conversation, and got a little bit confused, but now I'm back. So
Okay.
I'm back on track.
All right.
The scariest thing about the whole imbuing is the fact that, okay, you could be sitting there in a subway, and you look
all
up.
of a sudden,
Well, yeah, you look up at a sign, and it says something like "the living are here" or "the unliving are here," and you're like, "What the fuck?" And you look around and you go, "Oh my god, those are zombies on the other side of this car." Oh, holy hell!
Where'd that ferry come from?
Yeah,
I'm pretty damn sure that ferry wasn't here a minute ago.
yeah. The occasional messages from the messengers is just frightening.
Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, what I was going to say is that's really kind of the thing is that at least when you start off with the game, you're supposed to make, I mean, you're a regular Joe. I mean, you're full on, and then what ends up whenever what makes your creed is how you discovered what was really going on. And that's supposed to
traumatic events like getting hit by a streetcar, shit like that will trigger it.
Right. It could be something like that, or it could be it all depends, and that's where your creed comes from, is how you saw those things. And now that you've seen them,
what do you do?
This is how you feel that you should handle it. And what you've got basically is a group of somewhat disjointed people. Who, first of all, one, feel like there's nobody else like them. Two, when they find somebody else like them, they kind of want to push their agenda first, and then they realize, wait, we got to stick together, or we're going to die anyway. Because not only can we see them, they can see us.
There's a sticker on my desk that says some things exist whether you believe in them or not.
Yeah. And that's kind of the deal. That's where the horror of Hunter comes in, is that you didn't ask for this. You didn't want this to happen. Now you're stuck with it, and now not only are you being hunted, because, like I said, they can see you just like you can see them. And in fact, they go, "Hey, what is that? What exactly is that? Why is it walking down the street? What do I do about that?" And so so it's that sort of thing, and also led up to another game.
Yeah, the oddly enough, the vampires are the ones with the best chance of detecting hunters, because when you use aura perception, an imbued will show up with a golden aura.
Yeah, glow, yeah. So I knew I had heard about that. Jacob.
And demons can sense the faith in them too, can't they?
Oh, yeah, I would think so, right?
Here's the thing. Demons from Demon the Fallen and Hunter the Reckoning, they have this weird thing. Demons, when they spend faith, have to spend more faith when around an imbued.
Well, yeah, because the imbued are the other side of the coin as far as demons are concerned.
Yeah,
actually,
and it's
they're not actually angels, but they're gifted with power.
And the thing is that they don't even know where it comes from.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't even drop hints. They get the one hint at the beginning, and then it's like you're off to the races.
Okay, so
here's
something interesting.
In the deep end. It's all.
Here's another interesting thing about the imbued. All right, say you're an awakened mage. You're a hermetic order. All right, and you see some guy telling you die witch, and he picks up a baseball bat, and it suddenly lights on fire.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Well, you are a hermetic order, so you're like, all right, let's do the thing. And you summon up a ball of flame that you're about to throw at him.
Yes.
Guess what happens? guess what happens? You get paradox because imbued count as sleepers.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I actually knew that.
Plus, yeah, there are really bad things you can do to players in other games with just having one of those dudes around.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it seems to be
Yeah,
one of the
especially,
few rule
Hunters-
sets that's designed for crossover.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, and also, see, the biggest weapon hunters get
True faith.
is second sight.
Oh, okay.
No, not true faith. They can't use true faith. Not
No.
imbued.
I thought.
No,
that's-
it's second sight. When you activate it, one of the biggest protections you've got is no power at all can affect your body or your mind, and you are immune to fear. Well, you're immune to magical fear.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you can still be scared shitless, and you
Oh, yeah.
probably will be.
But if someone
Bravery's
decides
just
to break someone with the presence or mind sphere,
It actually might be
damn it.
them. Oh, wait a minute. Here. Whoa. I just guess I needed to reinitialize the software. Yep. So we'll be back on here in just a second.
Woohoo.
Okay,
I'm not
cool.
sure how this is going to work. Like I said, I'm going to have to piece these two recordings together. Until All right. Looks like we are stream resume. 36 minutes, 11 seconds. All right. Moving on. Where were we, Eric?
Hello.
already.
Hello, Eric. You were saying in the middle of saying something when I noticed we were offline.
Oh, what I was trying to say is previous stuff. I mean, like from out of the different hunter organizations, like the Society of Leopold, all that crap,
Yeah, I love those assholes.
are completely different and aren't even the same thing. So it's like comparing apples to oranges. Secondly, true faith is so rare,
Yeah.
and honestly, not even anybody in those had true faith.
Yes.
So they would try to find a way to kill one of the monsters, whichever it may be,
Yeah.
and most of the time they'd lose pretty bad. So whenever they decided to make this, Hunter the Reckoning, they kind of did almost a little bit of a, I want to say almost kind of a reboot and do a new thing with it.
Okay.
I
have
they
a
made
feeling
it-
it's going to be the last set of rules they redo.
Oh, well, they've
Well-
already done another version of Hunter. It's
An
in the New
improved
World
version.
Well,
in my
Hunter the
opinion.
Vigil isn't anywhere close to Reckoning.
No.
Hmm. No,
I,
not at all.
I
Not
do.
at all.
I do personally feel it's a superior game, but whether that means that people are going to throw apples and oranges at me now, or not.
I don't, dude. There's a lot of stuff in the New World of Darkness I like better than some of the other stuff.
I'd like
I
to see. I just want to see a complete line of conversion books between the New World of Darkness lines and Classic World of Darkness, because some things like Prometheans, oh my god, I'd love to play with them in the Classic World of Darkness.
Well, you can. There's already a conversion guide.
For them.
Yeah, but I mean, there was? Where?
Yeah,
For the Prometheans, really?
it doesn't matter. You can. Here's the thing about the New World of Darkness. I guess that nobody really can grasp and I guess wrap their head around is that literally you can do whatever you want with the rules. You can take
Oh, yeah.
and make whatever you want. Now the thing is that when you take the vampire conversion guide, and then take the other books, it works pretty much the same. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So the whole thing is that you use the new system of rules, which is more streamlined and easier. You just
God, yeah.
use the settings and powers, and you can go back and forth and do whatever you want. So
I guess
if you
I
want to
really
have
have to look
Setites
at-
in your Requiem game, if you want to have Black Spiral Dancers in your Werewolf game, it's
See,
all
that's
there
the-
and good.
That's the thing is, one of the biggest problems one of the most problematic things, at least in my opinion, is converting the rage extra actions to Werewolf the Forsaken. I kind of dig the Werewolf the Forsaken cosmology more than Werewolf the Apocalypse because they so relied on Werewolf the Apocalypse for most of the games, the triad. Whereas Werewolf the Forsaken, its cosmology was so simple.
Yeah.
Here's the physical world. Here's the spirit world. Your whole job is to make sure they do not fuck with each other.
Yep. The other thing is that the thing that makes the New World stuff easier to use has everything to do with that every type, okay, has that they follow the same humanity thing, and they all have the same power stat.
Yeah,
so you can literally take a generic character sheet, insert power stat here, and that's it. So there's there's no it's just the way they streamlined it makes it a lot easier. For instance, instead of generation, you have blood potency, which works out a little bit easier than figuring out generation. But at the same time, you can use blood potency as your generation, so it works out just fine.
Yeah. It was fantastic for them to do the cookie cutter template. Everyone has the same abilities, the same attributes. In fact, combat of any sort is resolved in a specific manner. You take attribute from this column and attribute from this column and resist it with attribute from this column. So simple. Combat is one roll, bang, bang, boom, done.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
it's all about successes you get. If you get more successes than the person resisting, that's how much damage they take. Bam.
Exactly. But yeah, there are certain elements though. I really think Promethean would have been a perfect fit into classic World of Darkness. The whole I'm trying to become human again. Yes, I can see somebody wanting to do that.
But
And I would have enjoyed playing that, dealing with having to deal with a Setite, for example, or a Bali.
So what's
why do
preventing
they
you?
keep getting those? That clan has popped up so much recently.
Which one?
Bali.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, right? What the fuck? It's just there have been multiple Bali conversations in both Vampire and the old OWD group, and I'm like, why all of a sudden interest?
Yeah, I know. They've been sitting around forever. Nobody's messed with them. I think I've used them in a storyline a couple times, maybe once or twice, and
Poof.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really messed with them.
Strange.
And then out of nowhere, everyone's like, I want to do one.
Also,
It's because of the new show Damien. So the
Really?
whole devil stuff is.
oh jeez, I don't know. Lucifer's fun, as far as the new shows.
Lucifer.
Yes.
Lucifer is great storytelling because the way it was done was just this whole. It's a police procedural. But,
yeah, but
when you get to the end of
he
the-
hasn't lied once. That's what I can get over. The Prince
But
of
when you get
Lies
to the end
has
of the
yet
season,
to lie.
But when you get to the end of the season, though, you see that they had seeded all of the elements so that when all the mystical stuff was at the forefront, the groundwork was laid for it.
Okay.
That's what I loved about it. Was they had dropped little hints here and there, and then they wrapped all of those weird components together into the conclusion of the first season.
I haven't. I need to finish it. I really do. I got
Yes.
so much shit I've got to try to keep up on now. The Fear the Walking Dead and Game of Thrones.
Dude,
and-
I'm telling you, the last few sentences of the season finale will make you go, "You fucking bastards! Get season 2 out now!"
Right. Well, that was, but I thought it was kind of cool. I noticed that he was in a Doctor Who episode. He was in the one with where Martha Jones. It's the Dalek one, the one where she goes around the planet supposedly collecting pieces of a fucking weapon that will kill the Master. Is there anybody a Doctor Who fan here?
Yeah, I know
I'm
what
only
you're talking
class-
about, but I haven't seen.
He is the guy who escorts her to see the scientist lady, and then winds up dying after the lady rats him out. He's got but it's a speaking part. But that guy, that was a really good choice for.
I think it's adorable that they got Rory from Doctor Who to play Rip Hunter.
Yes.
On Legends of Tomorrow.
Now, I'm also looking at Hunter here. It seems like they didn't write as much stuff. You know, even Demon has more stuff.
No, I've got to say that they did do a lot. I mean, you got the core book, you've got Player's Guide, which gives more options for your character. You've got all the Creed books. Yeah. Storyteller's Companion, which gives you ways to run the Chronicle. They gave enemy books.
Well, there's even a Dark Ages version, Inquisitor.
No. Inquisitor is a completely different beast.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, that's way different.
But they also gave a location book with. Oh God, I can't remember it. It was set in the Middle East. But then they also gave a. Huh?
I'm looking at it right now. Holy War.
Yeah, Holy War.
Oh, the Crusades.
And then they gave even an end book, a book to go. This is how you can end your Chronicle in Fall from Grace.
Beginning to, and then you actually have the ending book. That's the end of all the other stuff that they did. You had Gehenna and all that stuff. Then you had one big book that was everything else. And that was how you could end everything else.
So they
only did 2 books.
Gave you everything you would need for Hunter the Reckoning.
Yeah, including how to end it.
Those enemy books, though, I've been looking through them, and what I'm going to do is I've posted this up in the Old World of Darkness group, but I'm going to start a Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle probably mid-June. And the main enemy will be the Torquemada clan with various bloodlines that are also in the city. So, because you can literally just create your own cosmology, your own enemies using those enemy books. Because they don't detail out.
The thing about the enemy books is that it's how the imbued perceive those things. You know, for all you know, they could be Ventru, but for some reason the imbued that your players see them as this, and that's what's kind of cool about those books.
They can actually be tweaked out to just be toolkits as well.
Completely. It's, in my opinion, it's what they ended up using for a lot of the New World of Darkness stuff.
Well, the thing is, and I had this discussion.
And I'm gonna keep bringing up New World of Darkness all the time, so I always compare and contrast.
We've got a viewer that wants us to do. We've got a viewer that wants us to do an episode on New World as well. So
cool.
Or I guess Chronicles of Darkness.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
But what I was going to say was, I had this discussion with someone before. Hunter the Reckoning, you can literally make it its own standalone game with just the books that were in the line. You don't have to tweak anything out of any of those books.
Well, you can just same with Raids.
If you take the fluff, and you hurl it out the window and just use the mechanics raw, just the raw mechanics, you can create your own chronicle, your own universe, everything just using
Cosmology.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It does. It gives.
What is it if you're terraforming a universe? What is what is the term for that? And I don't think it's terraform.
It's called being a nova.
Yeah. So, okay.
Oh,
Here's something.
Novas. Oh,
If
okay.
If the stories are true, and Cain was the first kindred, then the imbued have got to be getting their shit from God.
No, not in the Storyteller's Companion. They actually state that messengers are servants of the ministers, the Ebon Dragon and the Scarlet Queen.
Oh, they were trying to tie it in with Exalted?
Well,
bit.
yeah.
Exalted is kind of backwards based off of the different lines.
Yeah, technically the imbued are solars.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with Exalted. I recognize Ebon Dragon and Scarlet Queen from Kindred of the East, but I do know that those were also terms that they used in Exalted, so I took a guess.
Yeah,
Well,
they're not exactly like interchangeable, but that's just how they. I want to say, I mean, because I guess one of the coolest things about Hunter is that it's all about the perspective of the hunters and how they see things.
Yeah.
And the thing about the messengers is like, okay, sure, yeah, they're this, or this. But the other thing is that nobody really hears from them.
The hunters will never find out who they are anyway.
So they have all these different theories, and they're always, saying this, and that. Well, maybe it's this. Well, maybe it's that. And then suddenly something will bust through the window and say, hey, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, communication with the messengers is literally one way.
Yeah.
You
If
don't
they
get a
want
chance
you to know
talk
something,
to them. Yeah.
Yeah, they will let you know.
The immortal cannot withstand the awesome power of the voice of God. We went through 5 atoms before we figured that one out. Oh, come on, guys. I know you've seen Dogma.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, the Golgothan. I want to throw
No,
that
the
in
rubber
again.
shit monster is what made that movie.
Dude, there's so many other things. I just...
The term excremental. That one was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Salma Hayek.
Oh,
Enough
yeah. Well,
said.
you get to Salma Hayek
Yeah.
in a titty bar of all places. My goodness. And yes, I am seriously in love with that woman.
Dusk
And
Till
then
Dawn.
Alanis
That's all I
Morissette
gotta
at the
say.
end.
So, all right. So, the devil exists, and if Cain... I'm having an issue with this. I really am. If you use Christian cosmology, you kind of stick with it, or, it becomes ridiculous.
See, that's the point, is Hunter the Reckoning, because the messengers are servants of the Ebon Dragon and the Scarlet Queen, it kind of lends credence, whatever, to the Far Eastern cosmology, where in there they go, we are going to empower these beings, and they are going to rule the earth, and they're going to run it and create a paradise. And wait, why are you guys doing that? Why are you guys becoming evil? Well, hell, let's make some people to go and wipe you evil bastards out. Bam, first imbued.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, and even Demon the Fallen, which is probably even more hooked into the Judeo-Christian mythos than Vampire, even they talk about the coexistence of realities and how you could describe different things different ways. They talk about Adam and Eve like two individual people, and they also talk about Adam and Eve as being a tribe of 8 men. So really, you can have all these different cosmologies blend.
The thing is, that always seemed to me like a throwaway excuse for them to be able to go, oh, no, wait, STs who don't like a Judeo-Christian mythology, this is your way out.
True.
That it always seemed that way to me. I mean, I other people can perceive it differently, but that's why I'd like to rework things so that it doesn't have that emphasis on Judeo-Christian. My idea was to have demons actually be fallen deities who are trying to climb their way back up the ladder.
Oh, okay. That I could do. That actually sounds a little more plausible. It just,
Man, it's just that a lot of these problems were solved and people threw it out the window.
Right.
You know?
I know, dude. I'm sorry.
It's one of those things. You know what really grinds my gears? Yeah, you know, is that, you know, seriously, it was like, here's something that you can do whatever the hell you want with, and we've taken every damn thing. I don't care what anybody says. Every single thing, like if you take Requiem, every single thing from the previous editions is in there.
Yes.
It's just different.
It's named different, yeah. But
no, not even named different. Malkavians are still there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically, like if you, followers of Longinus, whatever the hell they're called right now, I can't think of it. Anyway, they have their own version of what the first vampire was.
Oh, Longinus. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, and then you have the Ordo Dracul, who are literally descended from Dracula, who was never bitten.
Simiche,
never.
And
so,
then,
yep, you've got basically the Sabbat as the Testament of Longinus dudes. You know, I mean, it's all there. And then on top of that, you can make your own stuff. Quite literally.
Yeah.
If you want it, like, and they put it in the book, man, it's right there. Here, this is how you make a bloodline. This is what you do.
It's one of the things I do enjoy about the New World of Darkness also is how, yes, they have this whole, they have this whole mythology, but they do not spell out how it began, leaving it literally up to the hands of the ST where it should belong.
Okay, there's leaving out stuff so that you can make it yourself is fine and all, but gamers in general would rather have the game tell them history, etc. They don't want to create canon. They just want to run canon. You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of a schism right there.
Yeah, because I know a lot of, like, especially with D&D. I know way more people that make their own stuff than.
But that's because they didn't already. D&D didn't go that route. Okay. Well,
yeah, they have.
What they did, they threw
every edition.
The first world they gave us was
setting.
Greyhawk. Okay, and that huge ass map. Okay, gave us all kinds of room to play.
Yeah.
But D&D was originally intended to be this way. What White Wolf did was they did exactly the same thing, but when they redid the rule systems, they changed shit. And as I keep saying, people, gamers don't like change, man. Well, some things. We like new things, but we don't want to change the old shit either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's rational, and I'm definitely not saying it's good. I'm just...
You nerfed my clan!
Yes, I'm still pissed about that, damn it.
There was one dude, and he was ranting on about the damn Giovanni. And I really wanted to smack him in the face.
Yes.
If I could. And
just reach
it's
through
all
the
that
damn screen. Just slap the
exactly
text out of
because
his mouth.
it's like, dude, first of all, there's no Giovanni's a first name. Okay, yeah. There is no last name of Giovanni. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you that. I hate to be the one to tell you that.
But they misspelled it. Oh no,
but
they misspelled it.
God.
yeah, and that as a first name, as a last name, if it is your surname, you are San Giovanni.
Huh.
That is the actual name. That's the last name. So first of all, the whole clan's last name is actually a first name, so they might as well be called Bob.
Bob.
Okay,
Clan Bob.
Clan Bob.
Clan Bob.
Right.
Love it.
Okay. And he was, and his problem was that, they didn't do things exactly the way he thought it was, but he didn't know what it was to begin with.
Oh, this was
Like
on that
he had no
Google
concept
Plus.
of what being even the first Giovanni's were. So
Yeah.
he had no right to complain about what it is now because he didn't even know what the first ones were. So it was like, dude, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, wasn't
Just stop.
Yeah, Eric, this was on that Google Plus thread, right?
I think
'Cause
so. I think so. Yeah.
I remember
think
that guy talking about, oh, they took him away from being incestuous and blah blah blah.
No.
Yeah, yeah, he was complaining about that.
God. Come on. See, there's some things about certain clans you just don't play up, you know? I mean, you can use them for flavor and all, but don't.
Yeah, just leave that at the table.
Yeah,
We
just
don't need to.
Just don't. I mean, like I said, okay, for instance, the Lasombra mirrors, you know, there's only so much you can do with that.
Yeah, like digital cameras should work fine because
Should work
they don't.
fine. There are no
operate-
mirrors in them.
Yes.
So, you know, and I've seen arguments about that particular thing.
I know, right?
I'm like, and some people are very enthusiastic about, you know, whether, you know, one feel over the other. And it because we don't, well, the most of the arguments boil down to is that they can't see themselves reflected in water either. So that means you just can't get a video image of them. But there are no reflective. Well, they're not cameras. Most cameras haven't used reflective mirrors for a while.
If you wanted to get that pedantic, you can
There
sit
are
there and
people out
go.
there.
You can sit there and go, well, because the only way you can see is by reflecting light. Then technically,
You can't see
should
me.
be able to see Lasombra.
That must
All
be
of
where
Lasombra
the
are blind.
obtenebriation comes from. The whole
Yeah.
you can't see me. Yes, I can. You're right there. No, you can't. Some folks get way too enthusiastic. Okay, to the point of zealotry. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that might have part of what got dude kicked out of the group. I'm not, like I said, I won't ever mention names on the air because, you know, other than when, you know, what we have, but
we
was
know
a bit
who.
more of an issue.
We know.
You get banned from a group, man, you must have done something. Okay, this is not okay unless the mods are just complete douches. But knowing this person and watching a lot of the his responses to people could have been a little more even-handed. I think that would have probably served him much better.
I know tact is a 4-letter word, but this is the one that you could actually use.
Well, no, I really don't. I don't think it's fair, especially because they can't defend themselves, really.
No,
So-
I was talking about like the dude. He should have used a little bit of tact in his posts.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, come on, man. A little more diplomacy. Come on, get your shit together. It's just some people's arrogance knows no bounds.
Well, I mean, it's great to show, you know, it's great to show passion and enthusiasm. It's
But
fantastic.
don't be a
to do
dick,
that.
dude.
Yeah, and you can object to things too.
Yes, but there are civil ways to do that.
Right. I forgot what it was, but I remember I got into a really heated argument with somebody.
Animated discussion. Thank you very much.
And at the end of it, we both made posts of, you know what? I can at least see your side, but
Okay.
I do not agree with
I
it.
do not agree with you.
but I can at least see your side. And we both dropped discussion and moved on with our lives. And that's the way, ideally, that's the way all debates should be like. At the very end, you go, I think it's full of crap, but I can see your side.
Exactly. And maybe, just maybe, getting booted from the group might have been a learning experience. I always got the impression this dude was kind of young.
No,
he's been booted and brought back before.
Oh.
So I don't think it's a learning experience.
Damn it. You know.
Yeah, I'm listening. Just I'm listening to you guys and trying to multitask. I'm getting a bunch of messages from a crap ton of people right now.
Oh,
it's job offer stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah, money.
Well, yeah, definitely.
It's theater crap. So it's yeah.
That's cool.
It's a lot of people making me offers of different things. So I'm kind of doing a couple. I'm multitasking, but I am listening to y'all, and I definitely get what you're laying down there.
Yes,
and I agree with you guys, because I mean there is a way to have healthy debate and discussion, and then there's a way not to.
And then Godwin's law.
There are some people that just don't possess the skills to comprehend that
social issues.
For example, I loathe and despise, and I will take every chance I've got to talk about how shitty I think the Marvel superheroes face rip system was. But no one has ever gone after me or attacked me, no matter how much of my opinion I state, nor am I a douchebag about it, calling somebody out and demeaning them or anything like that. So, yeah, it's possible to hate something. It's possible to spread your hate, but you can do it in a way that people will be like, it's just his opinion, we can blow it off. And they'll move on with their lives.
Well, that's the other thing, is that opinions are what drive this game,
Yes.
The opinions of the characters, the opinions of the storyteller mostly. But,
yes.
And it colors how these chronicles usually get run, too.
Yeah, for example, if you don't like a particular clan, you'll never use them as an ST.
Yeah, well, you will, but only as something to fight or whatever.
Not necessarily. The only time I've ever had Giovanni in my Chronicles is when a player specifically wanted to play one, and I think I've only had that happen once.
Which is odd, because it is a fairly popular clan.
That's what I find odd, because I've never found it a popular clan.
In the online chat rooms I've been in, oh dear God!
Oh yeah, Donnie and I. You were one of the other people from Paris Palace and Web Maze, right?
Yes, you couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting
Giovanni, man. Where the heck? Tremors. There were more Tremors than you could shake a stick at. I shit you not. It's like every other room was a Tremere room. It was crazy.
Tremere, I can see. Giovanni, I don't get it. They just kind of, to me, they come across as like wannabes. And
it's the whole mafia / we can screw with ghosts.
Yes, necromancy thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean is they just, I don't know. And like I've said before, I really enjoyed Cappadocians. I started playing in Dark Ages, so maybe I just see the Giovanni as the pale copy of a Cappadocian. I don't know.
Well,
no, I think the clan actually did get its own there.
The thing, wow. All I can say about the Giovanni is read the clan book, because that explains them pretty much all in a nutshell.
Oh yeah, I've read both the revised and the original one.
Yeah. People that basically think that they're like mafioso don't really know what don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they aren't. That's not what they are.
No, the mafia is like Fight Club. You don't talk about five.
They don't even mess with that. It doesn't make them enough money.
Exactly.
You know, they have all other ways of making money. Like, for instance, there is one family within the clan Giovanni who has made it their concerted effort to take out every Kennedy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I don't remember reading that.
That is their entire means of existence. Is that the family started there, and they're based in Boston, and they hang out and do.
Oh, that family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you've got.
I now have to go back and read the Giovanni clan books.
Then you've got the guys from Scotland who like to eat people and make dogs. Yeah, that's what they do, and they're Scottish.
Yes.
You've got a lot of diversity within Clan Giovanni.
Yes, you do.
The thing about Clan Giovanni that is they're the only like La Sombra. Yeah, they diablerized La Sombra. Yeah, they did this stuff. Same with Zamisi, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. When the difference between what the Sabbat did, or the Anarchs, whatever they were at the time of the Treaty of Tears, okay, the Giovanni just said, no, we are going to kill all of you. And did. Except for like 12 or 13 dudes that were living in the Shadow Realms before it blew up. And they came out pissed off.
And now they're Harbingers of Skulls?
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the name.
Those guys are cool.
Yeah, they are cool, but they really are a story device, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, all there is to it. I mean, they're the only clan that basically, they went and killed the entire freaking clan, right? And nobody said it. Said, okay. Yeah. And they're like, we're going to do our thing. You leave us alone, and we're good, right? And everybody else said, okay.
And I never got why that went down like that.
Because
like they saw it as an in-clan problem.
The thing that I always do whenever I'm playing a Giovanni and somebody threatens me is the very fact that I can find their haven without them knowing about it and leave them a note pinned on their shirt when they wake up saying, boo, I found.
Oh, no. I get the power that they have, but I mean...
And it's not just that. It's also financially. They have more money than they know what to do.
Yeah, they have. They can buy and sell the Ventru over and over.
So I was just going to say, so that the money part, that I can see why the nascent Camarilla were like, you know what, we'll leave you alone if you give us a couple of those banks right there. I could see that. I could see the Camarilla agreeing to it and not really looking too deep into it if they were getting paid on the side.
One of the great things in the clan book Giovanni is when they start talking about their views from any other clans, right? Basically, that little section is called "Everybody's Fucking Stupid But Us." Literally, that is the title of that section, and it very much describes why they believe that and why they think that, and in an eerie way, they're kind of right, and it's a bit scary. Like, read that particular section.
Okay.
And you'll see why everybody backed off.
Revised or second
Revised
edition? Okay.
Revised, because they actually made them a clan in Revised as opposed to what they were before.
And you were talking about the family in Boston that's a milliner.
Yeah, they are the milliners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no other clan sect, and nobody has ever done what the Giovanni have done, and no other clan has their antediluvian literally hanging out,
right? Augustus
saying, eating lunch per se, with the rest of the family. Of course, yeah, he's trying to do some stuff, and he gets mad when it doesn't happen and he doesn't get his way, and then he'll eat a few people and be okay. No big deal.
Their clan flaw kind of sucks, though.
Well, there's ways around that. First of all, it's really, really good if you are a Giovanni to invest in the health industry,
So they can get
because
good
your
support.
victims
Don't usually
because
survive.
they are your victims. Will remember that, and it's easier just to kill them.
Yep.
And honestly, if you are a Giovanni and you are being taught how to be one and follow a certain path in a certain way, that's not a problem.
Right.
And
Because
of course, there's
Uncle
also
Joe, Uncle Joe, you've already paid off Uncle Joe the Undertaker, who will just bury the guy and nobody will ever find him again.
Well, cremate his ass on site.
Or
Well, you can
have
also just go to the blood bank.
That's the thing he was talking about. You invest in the medical industry. And
yeah.
that way
The
you
other
got a
cool
pretty
thing to
good
do
supply.
is there's a certain flaw and a certain merit that you can take as a Giovanni that is just way too much fun. And that is, 1, eat food, and 2, conspicuous consumption.
Okay.
Literally, instead of feeding off people, you have to eat flesh.
Yes.
So it's really weird when you, like, let's say, go to a gathering or whatever, you're playing around or whatever, and usually you bring Mama's spaghetti and meatballs, and you don't let anybody else touch it.
No.
You're like, no, don't touch Mama's spaghetti and meatballs, or we're gonna have an issue. And it creates a lot of fun stuff.
makes you
like
wonder
I
what the
said,
sauce is made out of.
sauce is tomato sauce. It's the meat.
That's the
That
meat.
is what you want.
No, that's what I was going to say. Was it makes you wonder what the sauce was, because the meatballs, we're well aware of what those meatballs are. They were your limo driver that took the wrong turn the night before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
If there's any clan that gives no fucks, it is the Giovanni.
Yeah, they are. And wait a minute, what's the one it's in Italy, the mausoleum, their supposed headquarters.
And,
it's in Venice.
Venice.
Yeah, Venice.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just a
the
big black
catacombs in
cube.
Venice.
That's all it is. It's with a door.
Yeah, it's basically been the family home
For a
forever.
long time.
Since Venice was formed, there have been Giovanni there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were practicing necromancy before they became embraced, which is why.
Yeah, it's why the Cappadocians actually took notice of them in the first place.
Yes, because they were Cappadocians. They had this weird little. I don't know. Do the Giovanni do it too, where they embrace somebody and then they put your ass in a shallow grave, and then you have to dig your way out?
No, they say, okay. First of all, if you're lucky enough and somebody in the family likes you, you will be their ghoul for a while. After being a ghoul for a while, if you still
Perform at it moderately
Right.
well.
they rate you on your performance. Basically, they groom everybody before they're even embraced. So a lot of people in the family don't even know that there are vampires in the family.
Exactly.
So it's just like it's a big old family that that creepy uncle that
the
comes
one
by.
that doesn't ever seem to age.
Yeah, exactly. The creepy uncle that comes by once every 10 years or so, has a different name sometimes, but nobody ever bothers to check.
No,
Yeah.
He's just Uncle Joey.
he's on the
Yeah,
list.
exactly.
So, okay, let's get this back to Hunter. I know we were kind of enjoying that one particularly. Of the creeds, which ones would be more likely to be vampire hunters?
All of them?
Well, all
Yeah.
of them, yes, but there's usually
Well, let's re-ask that question.
okay.
Okay. when you say vampire hunter, do you mean go out and kill a vampire, or someone who will try to curtail the corruption of a vampire,
No,
or
go
someone
out
who
and
would try to
kill.
expose
Your
vampires?
the standard definition of hunter.
Avengers.
Okay.
All right,
How
then
come?
you've also got. I mean, there's a ton of different ways to go about these things. I mean,
Oh,
if
Wayward's-
you're gonna like get at the vampires, break the masquerade.
Yeah.
You do it automatically. You walk up. I
Um,
mean, I think it's the Martyr Creed. I'm not sure which creed it is, but there's one of them that basically just exposes the hell out of all of them, and then everybody can see what they really are, and everybody runs and goes crazy.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I mean, the thing is that there are a lot of different ways to go about it. Besides, and even the judges who are like, I need to shoot it, I need to kill it, don't grasp the full concept. They need guys like the martyrs to go, wait a minute, the different creeds kind of back each other up in different ways.
Okay.
So they all work together just differently. It's like, okay, what is that, and how do we deal with that? The judge would say, well, I don't know what that is, but it looks like it could probably kill me.
Yeah.
And let's say the martyr says, well, you know what? It may kill me, but I'm going to take it out of the process, so why don't I deal with it?
Right.
And so on and so
Jenkins.
forth. So it's like every creed has its own way of dealing with things, and for the most part, I mean, yes, they do like not see things the same way, but there's not like crazy infighting.
No,
when it all
that's
comes
what-
down to it,
you know,
you're still a bunch of guys that are don't know what the hell's going on, really. You just have
You
your
are
own way of
completely
dealing
in
with it.
you're completely in over your head 24/7. And you're grasping at straws about trying to figure out what is this thing that's terrorizing these people and how are we going to deal with it?
Exactly.
Do we just fill it full of lead? Can we try to lure it away? See, this is where wraiths are really great with Hunter the Reckoning, because you can either try to exorcise it or maybe help it fulfill its last regret or whatever. But wraiths are great antagonists for Hunter the Reckoning, because you can sit there and have them you can just throw The Walking Dead at them,
Right.
or you can give a poignant ghost story.
Ooh. Yeah, because not every Wraith has the Arkanoid to actually affect things on this side of the veil.
As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here right now and I'm reading the way the Redemption Creed views stuff. Here, I mean, I'll just read it because it's a lot easier.
Okay.
Speaking of which, did you ever wonder why we, hunters in general, seem to be immune to vampire or werewolf bites? At least we don't become like them if they bite us. No answers here, just a suggestion that you avoid such wounds. They still hurt.
Right.
But afflicted is a better label than anyone realizes. Maybe we're the antibodies for Homo sapiens as a whole. Sure, there could be a monster virus. Why not? It's no harder to believe than, say, some Bela Lugosi Lon Chaney rematch where the participants don't wear makeup and, aren't actors.
That's awesome.
Take my advice, leave the theories of the prophets, keep your buddies in one piece, patch up victims if you're able, and save lives. Or maybe save life. People talk all the time about life and death struggles, but nothing in all my years of trying to help people made that phrase resound in my mind as literally as it does now.
Okay.
And that is a redemption. That's the Redemption Creed. That's what they think.
Yes.
They're there to basically patch you up, put you in one piece, make sure everything's cool. If it's not, then they're there to make sure you pass on right.
Right. The
And-
judges seem to be a lot like them. The following zeal,
Yeah, the thing about that's kind of cool, like I said about the creeds, is that there's a little bit of each in every one of them.
Yeah, and like you said, they're more. These creeds seem to be more willing to back each other up than say clans of vampires. Like that's never going to happen.
Yeah, definitely, because like we said at the top of the show, these hunters, they're just glad to finally have their
so you can see them
weird
too.
visions justified.
Yeah,
You know, they go, hey, so you see those big furry monsters too? Yeah, all right.
Where the fuck
And
did
so
those come from?
and so they stick together. And well, if you've got whenever you're around people and you guys are each depending upon one another, you're more tolerant towards the other guy. You're more wanting to listen to him. You want to give his words a little bit of weight because you need him. You need that other dude.
Yeah, because
So
the things that you can see are a hell of a lot more powerful than you are in general.
Yes. So you wanted that backup. So you don't want to piss him off. So you're like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll listen to you on this. I won't just go in and throw a grenade at him. I'll listen to what you've got planned.
Yeah, it's basically like, remember what happened last time you threw a grenade at it?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Back.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should try a different way.
Fucking war ghouls. God.
The other thing is that one really great tool that they use in Hunter is hunter.net.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. That's where their flavor.
It's really cool in the fact that it's yes, it's a computer system, but nobody can hack it.
Not even
No other supernatural being can hack it.
Wow.
You can lie and get on there if you can find it, because
But
that's
unless you're
actually one of the
imbued-
big things is
It's
that
in the deep net, yeah.
No, this
Yeah,
is like, unless you're imbued, you can't find it.
Oh, yeah.
well, technically one monster did find its way on there, but even he was against his own kind.
Who?
Oh
And I do
God!
believe I think I know what you're talking about, and he didn't last long and got killed.
Yeah, I cannot
And
remember his
it wasn't
username.
by the hunters.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was like, hey, look, I found this thing. Oh crap, what's coming out on my screen?
Yeah, right?
Why is that the sun? You know. So yeah, I mean that's basically kind of the thing about that, and plus it's a great way to disseminate information to the players. You know, it's like I have no idea what this is. Let me hop onto my laptop really quick and ask one of the guys in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever seen this
Smartphone.
before? Dude, I don't know what the hell that is. Ask a dude in Omaha. Okay, you know, and that's how that kind of works. Is that
Yeah.
they're trying to figure all this stuff out.
They
But
also
yet-
seem to have the lowest population of any of the other races of the world of darkness, you know.
Yeah, they're supposed to be, because I mean literally
I
they
think the highest was 145.
For the planet.
Well, no, the thing is, when you join hunter.net, you have a word and a number attached, and that number is your place in line of where you hooked up. Like the one who created it was Witness One,
Ah.
and you've got like Doc 119 is the signature character for the judges. I think the
Yeah.
highest they ever got was 145.
Huh. So only 145 of them on the entire planet.
don't know.
Well,
Oh, well,
at
there
least
could
on,
be more,
at least
but-
hunter.net.
Yeah.
See, yeah, the other thing is that honestly, if you want to like really think of it in the terms of who can stomp who kind of thing.
No, I was saying it's just the population levels of certain.
The thing is that it doesn't take a lot of hunters to cause complete chaos
Yeah,
amongst everybody. It really doesn't. I mean, one guy.
I can see how to shake things up a little, especially somebody.
I made a very bad mistake one time in a LARP, because there's LARP rules for these guys too.
Yes, I know. I saw that.
It's fun. I made a guy that I didn't realize could one-shot a guy with a sniper rifle that he had.
Right.
And I didn't really read correctly until I did it. And then I had to apologize to that player because I'm like, dude, you're dead?
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
How do you want to do this, man?
Right.
Because I mean, literally, you just failed like every retest, everything I threw at you, willpower, the whole 9 yards, but you failed every test. I'm sorry.
Oops.
I just read what this does. You're the only person this is ever going to happen to.
Yeah. Well.
And he's like, you know what? I can respect that. That's pretty cool. And I want everybody. And it made everybody scared. I mean, like really crazy scared for a while.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This motherfucker just kill a brother. Right. Boom.
Yeah. Literally. And
Never
yeah,
even knew it was coming.
One shot to the head, and the guy exploded. Basically, I mean, literally exploded.
Okay. Technically, if you can make a vampire's head explode, isn't that the same thing as decapitating him?
No, he exploded.
No, I'm just asking a question here that just came
Yeah,
up.
I would rule yes.
Okay.
I would say so, because your head
Yes.
is no longer attached to your body.
No, that's not what I'm saying. If the head just, like a watermelon.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
So your head's no longer attached to your body. It's in
Gotcha.
hundreds
All right.
of pieces.
but
So
but
would ash a kindred too then.
What I'm trying to describe is that the actual power I used, I was not aware exactly how powerful it was. And when I say blew him up, I don't mean ashed him. I don't mean his head blew up. I mean like exploded in a bright light and there was nothing.
Wow.
well, see now, Eric, the minute you said that there were Mind's Eye Theater rules for Hunter the Reckoning, Peter, Jay,
Yeah.
if I ever played any of your LARPs, guess what?
I'll play a hunter. Oh, that would be great. That would be awesome.
I have one word for you, man. No. No,
This is a very bad idea. Don't do it,
unless
man.
it is a completely hunter game.
Don't
no.
do it.
Just
Don't do
no,
it.
no. Really, you want to do that? Okay. Go sit in the corner. Go to the corner
You're grounded.
until you can get along with others.
Right? We're not going to let you play with your toys until you're willing to share.
Yeah, I mean, I rarely say no to anybody that comes up with a cool concept. I mean, I really do.
Right. That's awesome.
And honestly, if you come up with a cool enough concept, honestly, I can even see myself saying yes. And thinking in my head, yes, this sounds like a great idea. That is a great character thing. That would be so awesome to see how that interacts. And then a few months later, go, why the hell did I do that?
What the fuck did I do that?
Why did I do that?
By the way, since you guys do LARP, do they have Femori rules for LARP?
Yep.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, they're in the Book of the Worm.
Yeah, so for Mind's Eye, I don't think by Night Studios, they're just releasing Werewolf, so I don't think that Fomori are statted up yet for that.
Oh, wait, sorry. It's not in the Book of the Worm for Laws of the Hunt. It's in one of the magazine things that they had.
Okay.
The Mind's Eye Chronicles.
Because one of my favorite characters was a Fomori who was a hitman. A few things about him was his usual pay was 50 grand and a favor to be named later.
You gotta love them major boons.
Oh, yeah. And whenever he was doing the actual killing, he would whistle 99 red balloons.
All right.
So what was he possessed by?
He was actually a phorectoid. So he was, he was baned up from birth.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's funny. That song came out when I was in high school.
Yeah, me too. So
Ditto.
Oh, damn. My 50th birthday is this month. I'm sort of looking forward to it. Some friends are throwing me a party, but
God, you're so old.
Right?
it's all right. I'm just gearing up behind you, so it ain't no big deal.
No, you're gonna hit it in a couple of years anyway. So anyway, yeah, I wore out 3 or 4 cassettes of Nina's first album, and the other one, part of the German invasion, Peter Schilling, who did the Major Tom Coming Home.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So about the same time.
But
I wore
dude,
both of those out.
You're forgetting Falco, man.
Falco, yeah, but he was one of those singles artists mostly.
How can you leave out Falco?
I know. I need to start an all Falco tribute band.
Oh my god. Except whatever you do not play Rock Me Amadeus.
That's the only song we won't do.
Yeah, play everything except that
one. It's messed up.
We'll just play nonstop Dark Compassar,
Oh my god! I think I've got like 3 different versions of that particular song, because there was one in English, one in German, and then
the first one was in English, and then Falco did it in German. So, and the video is hilarious because it's just a green screen of like cop lights in a cop car.
Yeah.
It's the same, it doesn't move.
Mm-mm.
And it's just him with his hair slicked back and mirror shades. Pretending to run from something that's not moving.
Right.
It's hilarious. It's just...
It's been a while since I've seen that particular video.
Look it up, man. I mean, I'm sure you can...
Oh, yeah, it's on YouTube. No doubt.
You're like, this is a cool song, and then you're watching this video going, dude, what? What is he...
Oddly enough...
Why is he...
Go ahead.
Anyway, go on, man.
I was going to say, oddly enough, video has now died out. It was an art form, and it was a way to get your music out for most of the 80s and the early 90s, and then there was the whole... Well, M used to stand for music television, but not any fucking more.
Yeah, now you can just listen to the single through iTunes, through Spotify.
Well, no, you go to YouTube and look at the Vivo. That's where a lot of bands are just posting their videos straight to YouTube now. So, fuck MTV. And so, because I always thought those were a bunch of sketchy people anyway, but I did love the videos. There were a lot of 80s bands that did wonderful stuff.
Oh my god, 2 shows, Yo MTV Raps and Headbangers Ball.
The Headbangers Ball, no shit, right? Because that was like anybody who was anybody in the rock business.
Yeah, but both of those shows, Yo MTV Raps and Headbangers Ball, used to sit there and expose you to so many new artists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That's, like I said, YouTube is now doing that.
Yeah.
So...
Because YouTube is also one of the only places I can find like Cradle of Filth videos.
Right.
Yeah.
Because some of those, man, are just a little far out there. And most of those would never have been shown on MTV.
I don't think any Gwar video was ever shown.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no. Yeah, there were.
Really?
They were on Beavis and Butthead at that.
Okay, so there must have been a clean 3 seconds of video that they could actually show.
It was for Saddam Go-Go. Seriously, I'm not lying. They played a lot of different... I mean, there's been Gwar videos on, a lot of stuff. It's just their concerts, you'll never see, the live stuff, but they're still making videos.
Well, not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Odorous Orungus died last year, and then they lost one of their members a few weeks ago.
I know my buddy Dave
fired his replacement.
So that's the thing we're learning is that the bands we grew up with and listened to aren't aging as well as Keith Richards.
The thing is that I guess the thing that sucks for me about those guys is that I actually know them. So from being in Austin and stuff like that, and playing gigs and fun stuff like that. So I'm.
Did you see the meme that ran through Facebook a few weeks ago? It was a picture of Keith Richards. It said, every time a rocker dies, Keith Richards goes through the quickening.
It's the quickening, yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, that's going to be the last motherfucker standing. Bet on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's chemically preserved his entire body.
I think that and the drummer from the Rolling Stones also.
Maybe.
Actually, I think the drummer's already dead. And they just keep like a motor in him or something, and he just keeps playing. Because I mean, if you ever like look at him, like in his youth, he's all like, wild, and now he just kind of like smiles.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have much of a reaction. It's just like he's
There's
there.
a titanium endoskeleton doing.
I figured it was an animatronic thing. They just shoved a metal bar up his ass.
Yeah, it's a Disney creation over there with that guy. I tell you what, I wouldn't bet it's not Scottish. I tell you that
we're
much.
On this subject, did you know that Annie Lennox did a vampire song?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what movie she did it for?
I believe it was The Hunger.
Yes, love song
with David Bowie.
It is one of the cool. I've got a lot of vampire theme songs. Go figure. And oddly enough, they're on the music from the Succubus Club. There's only one song that is specifically vampire related, which is kind of strange. It's Crux Shadow's Deception.
Yeah,
all the rest of them.
Song.
Yeah, well, that's great. Did you ever see the video for it? Since we were talking video.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure have.
Well, it was on the CD.
Mm-hmm.
You just had to stick it in your computer. So,
I'm actually looking at that right now. Huh.
Anybody else that you can think of offhand?
Concrete Blonde?
Of course. I figured you should have figured that one.
No, when you said vampire movies, it reminded me of Queen of the Damned, and whenever I saw
they actually, other than the way they portrayed some of the other named vampires, like Lestat did not look like Lestat.
No, but watching Aaliyah play the Queen of the Damned,
such a good job.
Well, that whole movie they did such a good job on because that was the way he was supposed to be.
I love when she walks into the bar, just doing that whole Setite snake thing.
I know. Whenever I was watching that, I was like, "How are they doing that?" Because her hips are moving completely independent of the rest of her body.
And I'm like, that is so weird, but I love it.
Yeah.
Please, let me see more of that.
Yeah.
And she had the body of fire discipline. The one, Eric, we were commenting in the from last week's show or last show. About I did find it. They were salubri. There were 3 of them.
Yep.
They were the ones they allowed whatever Elohim or whatever the hell the name of those damn fire beings was. That's the only way the fire beings could manifest themselves in this universe right at that time, was through the bodies of the salubri. But anyway, back to Aaliyah. I'm so sad she died.
Yeah, because she was doing some great movies.
Yes. That was she got out of music and actually started doing movies, and I was like, all right, you found your calling, girl, go. Yeah,
like a very underrated action movie was Romeo Must Die.
Yeah. In a while.
I remember liking that.
It was pretty good.
So, like I said, it's been a while. Oh my goodness! All right,
there's this one vampire movie that's really interesting. It's basically this. I'm trying to find it on my shelf here. and I'm not seeing it, so I can't remember the title of it. But basically, the plot is that it's a vampire that doesn't actually like being one, and she usually kills everybody that she feeds from because she has to, because she doesn't want them to like come back.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So she accidentally, one guy gets away, and it happens to be a mob boss.
Oh damn! I've seen that one. What's the name?
You know, I know it's, and the name of it's on the tip of my tongue.
I don't own it, but I've seen it.
It is such. It's just the way it's portrayed is really interesting because it's not a typical thing. You know, it's
exactly.
just like it's this girl's trying to hunt down like one guy who then turns into another guy who then turns into another guy, and innocent blood. That's what it's called.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's it. You are absolutely correct.
It's
Ding, ding.
that comedy that takes a bite out of crime. Robert Loggia is in there, and he plays the guy, and Anthony LaPaglia is the undercover cop boyfriend of the vampire. Yeah, it's great.
Undercover cop boyfriend.
Well, yeah, she has to find somebody that like can actually take these guys out because she's not doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
So she bones this dude, and then that's how that works.
We dropped off there for a second. I don't know how
Oh,
long.
I'm sorry.
Now, what do you...
Yeah, basically, she had to find somebody to do her dirty work for her. So she finds a dude, bones him, and there you go.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's sitting right next to Near Dark.
Right? How come? Because that Near Dark is a good vampire movie. It just ended bad. That was just such a crappy way. You cannot turn them back like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but having half the cast of Aliens,
right? Well, no, that was the cool thing about what's her name. Oh, frack.
She played Vasquez.
Yes,
you had Bishop.
Vasquez.
You had, of course, Bill Paxton.
Bill, game over, man.
It's the best role I've ever seen him play.
Well, he's got the best line in the movie.
I hate it when they
ain't been shaved.
Oh, and
I love it. I do. It is. It's a really horrible vampire movie, but I love it. That was one of my earliest buys, actually, as far as my collection.
Oh yeah, I had that on VHS.
Oh, right. Matter of fact, when Game of Thrones isn't running, we do movie night over at my friends on Sundays, and we last year after Game of Thrones was over, we all you roll the die. That's what order you go in, and we all picked a theme. Mine was vampire movies last time because I showed them some strange stuff, like what is The Breed with Bokeem Woodbine and Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah,
that's a great one, man.
Dude, the little
how much
little
did it cost
person
to make
vampire.
that movie?
He's
$10?
cool. Little man. He's so cool.
It's like they squished a vampire movie and Brazil together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got John Carpenter's Vampires.
Vampires.
Oh, I love that
man,
movie.
that's
God,
not really a
that was
vampire movie.
amazing.
That's
a
a
hunter movie.
That's a hunter flick,
movie.
dude.
It actually is pretty close to the way hunters would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if they're being financed by the church.
That's kind of one of the biggest reasons I wanted to bring it up. Not all because one, it is on the shelf next to the others, and there's that one part.
That's in the John Carpenter section.
Yeah.
On my shelf, it is. It's not with the vampire movies. It's
Yeah,
in the John
yeah.
Carpenter section.
The thing is, one of my favorite moments in that is right after James Woods and the reluctant priest guy kill a vampire, and they're in the car driving off, and he's like, "So, tell me, Padre,
Did you get a little wood?
did you get a little wood
Did you
there?
get a little wood?
Huh? How do you feel about that now? You a little wood? You a little chubby there? What you got going on there? How you feeling, buddy?"
James Woods. Oh, that man is insane.
A good vampire, or at least I thought it was a good vampire movie, was Dracula 2000.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, they've
Oh,
actually that is
no.
You know
awesome,
what?
actually.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember liking it better than some of the other ones that came out and were really
Yeah, because
popular.
the whole twist of it, which was
Who he
Dracula
was.
Judas.
Yeah.
Judas. Yeah, I was like, okay, well,
That's why silver could affect him, and the only way to really kill him for good was, the whole hanging him thing.
yeah.
Because who'd have thought of hanging a vampire?
Well,
Quite
yeah,
a few
right.
People, quite a few people. That's usually way that people were executed, and then they'd execute them again if they thought that they were vampires. And they did all kinds of really fucked up shit, like cutting the heads off and putting the head down near the feet in the coffin. Oh yeah, see, and
then
that's
nailing
the
your
other
heart
thing.
at the crossroads, and
Every single major culture on this planet has a legend about vampires. Every single one.
Well, here's the thing: is they all have legends about vampires. They all have legends about shapeshifters. They all have legends about people wielding mystical powers. They all have ghost stories, and they all have stories about fairies. That's why the five gaming lines made sense to me. Going, yeah, you can adapt those to any country on the globe.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of had to write the Kindred of the East because that's even their version of the vampire is weird. What the fuck, Japan?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Now you guys have me looking at my damn DVD shelf now.
Right?
I'm looking at Maximum Overdrive right now.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh no!
yeah. I'm like,
Guess what
I
I
might
got
put that one in.
out of the bargain bin at Walmart the other day for $3.74.
Dude,
Kick-Ass
awesome.
2.
I've got both Elvira movies too.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, I completely forgot I had a DVD collection. Oh my god.
No, dude, I'm running out of space. I need a couple more shelving units. I've literally run out of space. I've got shit stacked on top of other DVDs that are already on the shelves. I've got shit stacked on top of the shelves.
I had to put a lot of my really bad horror movies in a box somewhere because I couldn't fit them anymore.
I lost a ton of my stuff.
Mine ended up in a box because I'm the only one in the house that watches them, between lots of kids and a spouse that doesn't watch them. Yeah, so that's my private collection when Daddy gets some alone time.
How many kids you got, dude? Good luck with that.
Between roommates and crappy choices in my life, I have lost my entire video collection. Damn. So I actually joined this one subscription service that monthly sends me movies.
Okay, well, that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, because you can run out of space pretty fucking quick, and if they send you a bunch of crappy movies.
Well, here's the thing: is you get to check off the genres you want. So I've done horror, sci-fi, action, comedy. So just send me that stuff, and see, I can enjoy anything. It would have to be really badly written and really badly executed for me to not find something to enjoy about it.
Wait a minute. There was a vampire movie that I've been looking for years, and I can't remember the name of it. It's a male vampire and a female vampire fighting each other through the entire movie using armies of minions, ghouls, whatever. I don't remember that part of it exactly. But it was like they were... And at the end of the movie, you find out the only reason these people they're doing this is because they're bored. They've been alive for so long, and they love each other. It's just they got every so often when they get to fighting, they get to fighting.
Oh, it was one of those things. I think it was one of those movies made by the same guys that did the Puppet Master movies. They did a whole vampire thing that ended with one thing that was, I think, almost exactly like that. I think, but I think it was called The Vampire Diaries. and that was the final one in that little series there.
Okay.
Oh hey,
There
the
it is.
best death in a movie ever is from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
think so.
yeah. Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
when
That
Paul
was
Rubens
actually
gets staked.
improvised.
Oh.
Yeah, I like whenever he gets staked and he's doing the groaning that he stops, looks at Buffy, and then it goes back to groaning again.
Yeah,
It was hilarious.
It was, not only it goes down once and then comes back up, and then goes down again. No, it's not the best scene. The best scene is the most. Repo, the genetic opera, when Blind Mag
dude.
dies. That is the most epic death ever.
we shadow cast that here in Toledo.
Oh, cool.
I play Pavi.
Okay. Pavia
Yeah.
Largo.
Yeah, so I actually have a face that I put on for the show.
Ooh.
And the only thing that dude's name is Ogre. That's all we know.
Yeah, he's the lead singer of Skinny Puppy.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay, now I wondered why he was one of those old one name people.
And he's
Oh,
also
and,
in Revolting Cocks.
You know what? You know what? Death actually was. I sat there and I watched it and I rewatched it, going, "This is pretty good considering the effects of the time." Scanners when the head explodes.
Did you know they used a shotgun for that?
Yes.
That was the only way they could get it to look realistic, was they stuck a shotgun out at the base of the skull of that mannequin and just boom.
Yeah. Also, the first ever on-screen decapitation was in the original Friday the 13th movie.
Okay.
And because, they had no budget,
Yeah, they made
Tom
most of the
Savini had to
movies
figure
we've
out
been
a way to
talking
do
about for about $12.
Yeah.
yeah. Tom Savini was the makeup effects artist on that.
Brother
And
Tom.
what they ended up doing is they tried everything they could to get it to, like every time they would hit it, it wouldn't come off.
That's
So
right.
what they did is they cut the head off and literally put toothpicks in it and stuck it back on, and then they were able to do it.
Boom. Yeah, I love that Tom Savini kind of graduated to be like a bit part actor for a lot of these really cool horror movies. And he's usually working behind the scenes too.
Oh yeah, he was doing he did the makeup for like Day of the Dead, and he's in it.
Yeah,
You know?
which other one? Is it Death Proof or was it? No, it's... No.
Dusk Till Dawn.
No. Yeah, he's in Dust Till Dawn too, but no, I'm talking about the Grindhouse movies, Death
Planet
Proof
Zombie.
and Planet Zombie. He's in that, and I think
Yeah.
he did most of the makeup for the zombies,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. That brother gets paid well, I bet.
He has his own makeup school in L.A.
Right? Okay,
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
God, that's awesome. All right, we're coming up on our time, guys. I know this wasn't been a whole Hunter night, but things seem to have calmed down.
we stuck more Hunter in than most people would have ever read.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. A lot of people have never even
Like I said,
touched the
oddly
core book.
enough,
You
you would think there'd be more players, especially since the crossover potentials are pretty cool.
Now, I am excited about the possibility, maybe, just maybe, we will see a Hunter 20th, but we will also see Hunter, I guess it would be the 3rd edition.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because if they're releasing a 5th edition of Vampire the Masquerade, maybe they're just going to start pumping out those other games.
That's a good.
That'd be
That's
cool.
a good thought. I don't know.
I have no idea what they're going to do.
We'll
The only
find
thing I
out.
do know for sure is that they're going to try to take the old setting and modernize it.
Yeah, 12 years after Gehenna.
Right? Gehenna
No.
didn't happen. We've had this discussion.
they're just taking. As far as I know, the way is that they're taking all the old stuff, keeping it in place, but just putting it in a modern setting.
That's
Well, the article I read, or actually listening to that podcast, and also they said that it was going to be 12 years after Gehenna occurred. So,
well. Wait a damn minute.
We'll see what kind of Gehenna they're referring to.
Yeah.
And for the record, the fact that I remember starting to play Vampire not too long after it came out, the idea that we're updating it for quote-unquote modern times really ages me. I don't know how you guys feel on the subject, but the fact that we have to we play a role-playing game set in the modern era and it has to be updated to fit the modern times really makes me feel old.
it's the gamer equivalent of listening to your high school band on the 80s. I mean, on the oldie station.
Exactly.
Well, and it's just like watching, you watch the old episodes of Highlander, and it holds up pretty good, except in the first season when you see what the really rich people were using for cell phones as a way to show that these guys are rich because they have mobile phones, and they look like freaking walkie-talkies, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sat phones. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had to be in a car or a suitcase.
Right.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly
Batteries,
what you're talking
man.
about.
Gotta have the batteries because that transmitter was it was the transmission that was sucking up all the power. All right,
and
guys,
when you look at something like that, it makes sense that it has to be updated. Right. Sorry, I'm dragging this out, and you want to cut us off.
We will get back to this because I want to talk about cybernetics for both werewolves and vampires at some future point, because it should be possible to implant titanium or something into the skeleton of a vampire, and would be like artificially giving them fortitude. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Well, we're not going to answer that now.
No, I'm just saying. Think about that. We'll talk about that later.
I just thought about it real quick. No.
Yeah.
Just fucking no. It's not going to fucking happen. All right. So, Eric, please say goodnight.
Good night, guys. It's been a hoot as always.
Absolutely. And Donnie.
Guys, I loved it. I loved being here. I'm always enjoying it.
All right. That's awesome. Brother Jake.
Good night, everybody. Sleep tight.
All right. And if you would, please click that subscribe button. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. And please, please, please go over to our Facebook page and give us some feedback. Tell us what you want to hear. We haven't gotten a lot of that lately. I'd like to hear more from the audience. And I know some people are watching this because I can see the statistics. So you guys have a good night, and we're out.